So let's welcome our presenter today. We've got Miss Ramona Crabtree-Falkner. I'm sure some of you know her. But those of you that do not, please give your attention to Authentic Life Journey. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ramona Crabtree-Falkner, and I am the owner of Authentic Life Journey. So I am a transformational empowerment coach, speaker, author, and retreat facilitator. Today, I'm here looking for insight on how to get in front of more professional women's groups, organizations, and networks who could benefit from my talks and workshops. So what I do. I support professional women, women's groups, to reclaim their energy, realign with purpose, and rise empowered in work and life. I do this through three containers. The first container is my coaching container. It's a 4-month coaching journey where we work together with my online coaching program, one-to-one coaching services that are online or in person. This allows the person to dive deep into themselves, get to know themselves better, start figuring out where they're misaligned in their life, and reclaim their power so they can be moving their life forward on purpose. And that has two meanings for me. 1, on purpose, doing it with purpose. 2, what is your purpose following that? Secondly, I offer transformational women's retreats. These retreats are evolving. For 15 years, I've been leading retreats, and those retreats have been anywhere in the US. We did one in Puerto Rico, so that was my first leaving the mainland moment. And next year, we're launching into international retreats that are tour-based. And I have that collaboration with another beautiful person here today. The third piece is corporate mindfulness workshops and speaking engagement. So this is where I get in front of groups. I share on imposter syndrome, perfectionism, things that are keeping us stuck and disempowered. So how can we break through those edges and step more fully into our own power individually? I like to work in those women's groups, and I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. So why? Why do I talk about burnout? Why do I talk about empowerment? Well, I was in the holistic wellness field for 20 years. I was a massage therapist. I was a yoga teacher. I led trainings. I led events. And who was showing up to those things? These people that were burnt out, overwhelmed, stressed, feeling like they're stuck and they can't find their way out of that stuckness. So after years of doing the tactile work, I moved into coaching in 2016. So I've been mindfulness coaching since then, in addition to energy work, retreats, massage. And about 6 months ago, I fully pivoted to what I'm doing now, these 3 containers. And I've gained so much clarity over the last 6 months around what it is that I do, who I serve, and why I serve them, that now I want to be able to break the barrier between the information I have and the person that needs it. So my challenges are as follows. I need to reach professional women's networks and organizations that go beyond my local community. I've learned how to network within the community. I've learned how to find opportunities to get in front of groups and speak and share my message. But now I want to take it to that bigger vision that I have. And I have a very big vision for this company. And it's the first time in my 20 years of existence that I've believed this much in myself. That's how much it means to me. It's bringing emotions to me because that's how much I believe in this vision. Currently, I'm using local networking, organic social media, virtual networking, and speaking engagements. So what is the challenge? Limited reach to the decision makers nationally and regionally. So what can 1 Million Cups help me with? Today, I'm looking for insights on how to get in front of more professional women's organizations, groups, who could benefit from these talks. And that could include companies that have these women's networks within them. So the HR connectors. Like, these are the people I know I need to get in touch with, just not sure how to break through and do that. So I'm looking for insights, I'm looking for suggestions, or even referrals to help me get there. So I'm Ramona Crabtree-Falkner. I'm the owner of Authentic Life Journey. I'm a transformational empowerment coach, speaker, and author. And I'm here to support women to reclaim their energy, realign with purpose, and rise empowered.
Wow. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Authentic indeed, right? All right, let's have some feedback for this wonderful lady and her vision. Who wants to start us off?
Raise your hand,
Yeah.
or if you want to give her some feedback, just raise your hand. We'll start with you back there.
Ramona, question. You're asking about getting in front of HR and corporate, yet you're working in lifestyle and individuality. ISHRM, if you're not familiar with them, ISHRM of Central Florida is the Association for Human Resources.
Okay.
And it's a nationwide organization. Also, if funding's an issue, talk to some of these guys from the EDC and the SBDC here today. There's grants available looking for women speakers to present at government locations. So with your packaging, I'm asking the question, are you focused on individual lifestyles or corporations? Because corporations are going to want industry-specific type topics.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's my question.
So it's for me, the containers feed together. So as I didn't say this and I should have. So as a yoga studio owner, people would come into a yoga class and then they would funnel into the other experiences. They would get a massage, they would have a private yoga session, they would go into the coaching. So my vision is by getting in front of these organizations and groups that those women that feel touched by the message that I'm sharing will then take the next step because they'll have that know, like, trust. So it's a combination of both.
Next question.
Yeah.
Good morning, my name is Danny. I don't really relate with anything you just said. So I have no experience in burnout, stress, overwhelm. I'm sorry. I didn't just speak directly to no, I respect what you're doing. I agree it can be difficult to find the people that you need. So the good news is one of my name tags, I'm rocking two today in case you're wondering. One of my name tags is I'm the event coordinator for Rise and Less Happenings, which is an all-female team.
Oh, great.
Okay? To be fair, we're hiring our first guy. You're welcome. No, but getting out in front of these people, and because they are, Lake County is phenomenal, but that Horizon West area is growing like wildfire. So I like that you're expanding. You've networked in your community, how can I grow? So reaching out to some of these other areas and not staying in your comfort zone, it can be scary, but branching out is huge. I do have a question on size. You've mentioned a lot of what you've done. Are we talking teams of 5, teams of 10? Are we talking a room of 100? What is the groups that you're looking to work with?
I'm open to speaking to whomever it is that is called to match my voice. So if it's 5 people, then there's someone in that 5 people room. If it's 50, there's someone in that 50 people room. I believe that everyone could serve from what it is that I have to offer.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like a benefit, and so even if that's a room of 100, you're capable of
Yes.
facilitating that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, I might cry.
Authentic life journey.
Exactly.
How it goes.
Big.
Who else? Let's see. Put your hands up. Okay.
Hi Ramona, my name is Christina, and I was very touched by your presentation. Phenomenal job. I appreciate your passion, and it definitely spoke to me as well, not just you over there. I actually left corporate America because of the main purpose of why you started your business. Burnout is real, and as a female in that world, and a lot of us having children and spouses and all the things, responsibilities that come with that can be very overwhelming. I do have some connections, so I would like to talk to you at the end. I'm also an Air Force veteran, and I worked in the defense industry as well, and I have some good friends at the USO and Lockheed Martin, etc. So I would just love to chat with you for a few minutes after.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maurice Sanders with Easy Drink. I didn't have a question. I just wanted to say I love the passion. I know what we just said about Hello. I love the passion, and we're very authentic. And I think when people see other people passionate about things, it makes them want to help. So keep doing that. I think.
Well, I don't think my company could be Authentic Life Journey without being authentic.
Well done, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, stand up, stand up.
Just looking at who I believe to be your average market, the person that's willing to sign up and spend with you. I don't know how much networking is working at this point. We've seen a lot of success with our clients for LinkedIn Sales Navigator, things like that. I know it's expensive, but there's been clients that have landed $20,000, $30,000 engagements through LinkedIn Sales Navigator specifically. I imagine you're probably looking at a B2B audience that is eventually B2C.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the path, yes.
Hi, Ramona. So I've been a physical therapist for 36 years. So in 2022, actually, I kind of burned out, so I pivoted to wellness. So I'm looking forward to work with you as well, doing day retreats. So already in a planning process to do like a 2 to 4 hours day wellness retreat. And also, have you looked into Facebook groups for women, like the hashtag ladies 50 and above, and also going to gyms or spa to just look at, meet some women there that they're more professionals and looking to get out of burnout or prevent burnout.
Right.
So we're more into prevention than instead of, after the fact. Thank you.
Yeah, so I actually got burnt out because of dealing with Facebook groups last year. That's why I'm not using that as my path forward. I do networking with some of those groups, but otherwise it broke me.
That's good to know. Sometimes talking about what you've already tried is an important piece of it so you can move on to the next.
Good morning. My name is Ryan. I'm with
not a
Launching
party.
Branding and Advertising, right here in the middle.
Oh, thank you.
Stand up, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm hearing, first of all, I think you have a great message. I think you have a great purpose. But I've heard a couple other people say it, and I've heard your responses that it's everybody that it appeals to, which I think is great. But when you're reaching out to these different groups, think about how you can brand that message to speak specifically to them. So I heard somebody mention Sales Navigator. That's going to be your, C-suite or director level women in organizations might be your target demographic there. Whereas a room here, you've got a lot of smaller businesses. So think about how you can brand that message or cater that message to the audience. I think you're hitting the pavement, which is what you got to do. Relationships are going to be more important than anything you can buy.
Yeah.
So just focus that message on who you're speaking to when you go.
Thank you.
You're not going to speak in Italian? What?
Hey, Ramona, I'm Jared Taylor. I'm the founder of Sugarloaf Partners, which is a fundraising consulting firm for nonprofits. So one of the areas that I think that you should lean into are the nonprofit sector. There's some great nonprofits here in Clermont and the surrounding area that are focused on women. There's I'm a Safe Place. There's a female South Lake Realtors group here in Clermont. There's moms of preschoolers, and I'd really encourage you to reach out to these places like the hospitals. I think of a lot of the ladies in here that may have struggled with postpartum depression. Your target audience are people that are down and out, that need this. They need to be uplifted. They're going through the struggles. Not saying those professional women aren't going through it, but those ladies and mops, those ladies that just had a kid, 6 months ago, those that are battered, that's your target demographic. Are they going to be able to pay? Probably not, but we got people here, that will probably support that, and I'd encourage you to talk to those nonprofits.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Colin from Accelerated Sales. First of all, I love the authenticity just oozes out of you. So first of all, credit to that, and your mission is amazing. The biggest thing that I can see is that you still need to work on your awareness, right? A lot of people, not necessarily awareness of you, but a lot of women and people in corporate organizations aren't even aware they have the problem you're talking about, even though they're going through it, as most of the people who work for corporate in the room understand that. That, I think, is actually will require a certain amount of expertise, and so I'd love to talk to you specifically. I know 2 women-owned marketing firms that work directly in that, and I think whether you engage with them or not on a professional level, they can definitely help you, and you'll sit down with the 2 people and think about in 2 minutes, and they'll be trying to figure out ways to help you. So
Okay, that's great.
you
Thank you. Yeah, and to speak to your awareness, basically, I just did my first corporate speaking engagement, and they said, okay, we have these pain points. And so I built this talk to the pain point. Yeah. Yeah. And it was on perfectionism. And so the really great thing, and I think that this was kind of the pin in it for me that was like, yes, you're moving in the right direction, was the feedback I got was they normally have a room that goes from 50, 60 down to 30, and I held it at 48. So the message was being received, and so that for me was, yes, you're on the right path, yes, you're doing the right thing. The leader of that particular organization was like, that's the best speaker we've had. So that's not a toot my horn thing, it's a affirmation thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so the people that the help you need is finding more of those.
Yes.
Right? And the other thing in the back of your mind you should think about is, like you say, you met with the people, you found their pain points, you delivered what they wanted, right? The next point is, how do you begin to scale that?
Right, exactly, and that's why I'm here.
People can help you.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you.
Let's go back here.
Okay. All right, morning, Ms. Ramona.
Hi.
My name is Darnell Mahone. My regular life is a mortgage lender, but I also have a small business networking group. It's called Clermont West. We have a sister group that is doing an event called National Ladies Skip Day. And I'd love to introduce you to them folks, and it's gaining some traction, so it probably fits right into what you're thinking. On another note, I just saw something recently. I'm not sure what country it was in, but people can go sign themselves up for jail for a day to get out of their regular life. I don't think jail is for me. My question is, have you considered going to some of the men's organizations and saying, to these gentlemen, hey, there's an opportunity for you to treat the woman in your life to do such a thing like what you do. Is there any motion for something like that?
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Thank you for that.
Good morning. Have you reached out to organizations like WeBank and Women's National or International Empowerment?
No, and again, part of this is I don't know where to reach out.
I've spoken at their different events.
Okay.
There's one coming up in Paris that I'm speaking to. Perhaps we can connect offline. The other thing is some of the, there's great suggestions here, which I love. And have you thought about forming an advisory board? I mean, because it's easy for any one of us to get caught up in our own bubble, right? So if you have an advisory board, if you're getting all these awesome ideas, getting them on a regular basis, I think would be extremely helpful to you.
You mean a network that I create within my,
small,
okay.
You meet regularly, bouncing ideas off of, being able to take that constructive feedback and responding to it. And also, have you reached out to some of the more higher profile women entrepreneurs here? Example, Kay Rollins from Orlando City Soccer. She and they have done incredible things with their players post-life of soccer. Like, what's your future like when you hang up the cleats?
Yeah.
So I would encourage you to reach out, and if you don't know her, I can certainly make
Yeah, that would be great.
But there's a lot of other organizations, and last but not least, the league of their own, right? What do? They form their own damn league. You can form your own damn group, too.
Yeah.
So it's a thought.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and that's honestly why I'm here. So I moved from an industry that was literally people would find me, and now I have to go find them, and that's where I feel like maybe I'm a little stuck, and that's why I'm here to get unstuck.
I'm sorry, one more.
Yeah.
Not to need a mic. Have you reached out to the local TV stations here?
No.
If you watch the local TV right here, most are dominated by women anchors and reporters.
Okay.
You'd be a great feature, right? You'd be somebody that could be that once a week, hey, we have questions from women about managing all these different things. You'd be a great contributor for them. I would encourage you, and LinkedIn's been measured a couple times, pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Pitch them.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Spectrum, Channel 13.
Okay.
Right over here in the red shirt. And
Angie.
Hey, good morning. My name is Anthony. So I do non-emergency medical transportation. Oops, my earrings got my apple fell. So I'm on call 24/7. And, being out there on the field, I see a lot of nurses, doctors, techs, just everything, I think a great thing to do would be to reach out to nurses techs, just, that whole group, they are beyond worn out. Like, they do their 12-hour shifts, even though it's just 3 days, it's a lot. And we see it every day, all day. Some of them are in tears when we see them, just depending on the type of patient and, certain things that they're dealing with, and of course, personal life and things like that. So I think reaching out, Advent Health, Orlando Health, rehab centers, we have a few of them here in Clermont also, a lot of them in Winter Garden. We deal, pretty much the whole of Florida. So let's say Central Florida, but the nurses, they are so burnt out. So,
Okay. Thank you.
It's a great thing that you're doing, and I think I need to talk to you.
Thank you. Back here.
I have been to one of your presentations, and it's wonderful. She's obviously quite authentic and grounded. It can benefit everyone. I was going to speak about healthcare because as a nurse of 28 years in critical care, that's why I left the system, because we're just short-staffed and can't do all the care we want. We're also well known for not giving ourselves proper self-care because, we got into the business, with our heart to take care of people. So I'd be happy to open up crying. I've opened up for other, holistic folks and, have a nurses, day or healthcare, day. And I think, as he said, like, get some type of holistic wellness group. I'd be happy to join and assist in what I can on that. But I think there's plenty of people that, would love to join that and go down the path.
Thank you. Well, and to be honest, being a massage therapist, a lot of my clients have been ER doctors and nurses, and so I have worked with that community before. That definitely aligns.
Ramona, wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
I think you are doing a real impact into the community. The one thing I would suggest is really to focus on one particular segment. I mean, you will hear wonderful ideas of several communities, different people, but no small business has enough resources to go after everyone.
Right.
So you really need to understand who is your target market. If you are going to a corporate level, you need to have a clear picture of how many employees you are going after. You shouldn't go to whoever wants to listen to you. You really need to go after the ones where you are going to spend your money into trying to capture the audience that you are looking for. So that would be my suggestion. Really focus on your target market, build your unique selling proposition, because life coach are a lot of them. So once you define that target audience, make sure that you differentiate from the rest.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Ramona. I actually have an ask for you. Caregivers. We're drowning. We're burned out. We do nothing for ourselves. We need to be pushed into anything for self-care. I don't really know. I was trying to think, like, all right, there's autism organizations, there's this, there's that, and I'm sure that there are organizations that would bring you in and put something together. I'm happy to sit down and try to brainstorm with you. I mean, I know I desperately need to take care of myself. Jennifer can attest to that. Yes. But I won't do it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to let go of my responsibilities to do it. I would love to work with you and try to figure that out, and then use my marketing background to try to help us maybe create something. So I help you with it all 10.
Well, and everything you said just now is what is said to me whenever I get in front of that ideal client. So I would love to have a deeper conversation. Thank you. Hi.
Hi there. So like I said before, I am a very recently former educator, as in like May was when I left the profession, and teaching is predominantly female. And that is definitely an area with a lot of burnout, especially with the upcoming year. They've had significant cuts in funding. They're dismantling the Department of Education, so they're really starting to face some new things they've never faced before. Not even necessarily going to the individual schools, but I can tell you that Lake County Schools does 2 professional development days a year, and they often will split it between the north end of the county, which is close to where I live, and then the south end of the county here in Clermont. And you would have a pretty large audience. The administrators also get together once a month, so all the principals and things. So even if you can't get in at a district level, possibly getting in at a school level, to speak to some of those women for one of their professional development days.
Thank you.
I was just gonna ask Jackie to stand up and I'll push her down real quick. I mean, there's enough assistants here in the room. We'll just go ahead and get her going right now. I just wanted to say how inspiring it is to sit in a room of, I don't know, there's 50 plus in here, at least 25, 30 women.
52.
52 to be exact, half of which are women. And that we're okay and comfortable with saying that we're overwhelmed, stressed out, and beat down. I too left the medical field after 25 years experience to transition to holistic health because that's what I needed in my life. Raise your hand if you're a woman in here that would like to put a meeting together and have Ramona come and speak to us. I think we have a session right here. Let's get together and talk about that.
Okay.
But thank you for that inspiration because we all need to remember that.
Thank you.
Okay, Ramona, may I? Okay, so lots of us are having burnout. I think majority is related to finance, how to take care of ourselves because we didn't equip for the financial part. So Ramona and I will have a workshop on July 29th at 6 to 8 at the Huntress. So we would love to have you in, and this is alignment. That's what Ramona is going to talk about, and I will talk about preparation for mentally, psychologically, financially in what you do in life. If you have a plan, then you don't have to worry too much about it, and especially for caregivers and for all of us who are burned out. So we invite you to look out for the QR code that we're going to generate it in the next day or two.
Alignment. So you're a chiropractor too, huh?
I need the massage, but
I do not do that anymore.
you're awesome. It was an awesome presentation. But think about grief groups, women that have lost their husbands, which I did, and overwhelmed. I mean, all of the things you mentioned, I'm overwhelmed. I'm going through grief daily, and it's almost been a year. So those kind of groups, grief counseling, and that might be a good thing to look into too.
Thank you.
You're great, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. We're coming down to the end.
Right, we are. We can take, Brad, we'll take two more.
Okay, two more.
My name is Brad. I was thinking about women who work in mostly men's industries.
Yes.
And I know that there's a group in town I can connect you with the leader of it right now, women in architecture. So you think about women in architecture, women in construction, women in whatever, it's way dominated by men. There might be additional stress there, unique things you could work on there.
Yep, thank you.
But one last thing, and that is, since burnout is really big for women, for men too.
Yeah, I know.
What are the three things that you can tell us and tell the group right now that we can do like right now in order not to have burnout? Maybe some little tidbits.
Yeah. So, the very first thing that has to happen is awareness. Without awareness, you can do nothing. So we have to become vulnerable with ourselves. And so vulnerability, obviously, since I've, shed tears twice in the last half hour, is a really important part of what I teach because it's, I believe that it's necessary. If we were being more vulnerable with one another, that leads to authentic engagement and connection, right? So allowing ourselves to share story allows someone else in the room to say, you see me, okay? So awareness is step one. Step two, go outside, get away from your computer, put your phone down, go sit in the sun, put your feet in the grass, walk by the lake.
Look at the view.
Look at the view. Like, that is our number one, reset immediately. If you just walk outside and be with nature, because that's our natural frequency, not this. And I can tell you from experience, I will sit all day on my computer and I'll be so amped. And then I go and I sit on my back patio and literally everything just cools down. Our brains will keep us stuck in the noise if we don't actively choose to create practices to reset. And lastly, You have all the answers within yourself. I would just guide you to find them.
That's kind of radical, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ramona.
Ramona Crabtree-Falkner.
So there's Ramona's contact information. If you think of more things to share with her, please. I will just say this is about the most ideal 1 million cups I've been a part of. Oh, I got 2. Thank you all. That was phenomenal.
And we're going to see you in 6 months up here crying some more.
And apparently I will back you up with that. So I think we've answered this question as Banks kind of said, but what we always want to know of you is what can we as a community do for you? So I know that there's been a lot of feedback here today, and there's a lot of action items that are coming of this.
Yeah.
So what is, after all this, what can we do for you?
I mean, I think that for me, a lot of what I've been looking for over the last 6 months is connection. And so the offers to connect is really where I think that this is going to expand. I woke up 3 times in the middle of the night last night because this was coming, and it wasn't because I was afraid. It was because I know that what my heart is asking me to do is needed, and that this is the moment.
This is the moment. This is definitely the moment. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I will say kudos even more to her. She bumped her presentation up a week, and today is her son's birthday. So all good things happening for Ramona today. So this is